Hi, I'm Maurice. I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
Hi, my name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
Hi, my name is Phil. Most of my friends call me Big Phil.
Okay. I like to talk to people deep into the night.
I play guitar.
I'm Eitan.
Hi, I'm Fred. Hi, my name's Mike, and if you're sitting there watching this tape smoking your cigarette, well, hit the fast forward button, because I don't smoke and I don't like people who do smoke.
I'm not afraid to get...
Hey guys, Don Johnson here with another card trick. Nothing that Don Johnson loves more than card tricks. If you guys like card tricks, you should definitely subscribe to the channel and like this video to keep me relevant. That's a hair of what seems to be the pubic variety. So you guys better do all those things, and I'll keep doing card tricks. Alright, so here's a crazy one that you could do for one spectator. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go crazy. You could do this trick for two Actually, you know what? We're going insane. You could do this trick for 3 spectators. 3 whole spectators. Fuck it. 4 spectators. 4 spectators see this trick and they will sit on your dick. So here we're gonna have 4 cards picked. It could be any 4 cards. We're just gonna go for a couple here of that are a little bit different. So we're gonna go for these cards right here. The spectators remember these cards, of course, because this is gonna be a demonstration of their ability to be psychic here, because we're going to take each and every one of these cards and lose it among the other cards in a very fair fashion, very haphazard and random, as to preclude any sort of sleight of hand here. And you hand a deck to a spectator and you tell him, sir, ma'am, zer, zam, oh, you're Episcopalian. That's cool. Do me a favor, sir. I want you to take the deck and deal cards to the table. Just start dealing cards. But you could deal from anywhere you want, sir. You could deal from the top of the deck. You could deal from the bottom of the deck. You could take cards from the middle. You could cut the deck right before you deal. But you could stop wherever it is that you want. And the spectator happens to stop right there. You go, that's a great place to stop, sir. Not without consent. And you're going to go ahead and deal the cards into 4 piles. You go ahead and do that for me, sir. So they deal the cards back and forth into 4 piles. Remember, they could have stopped wherever it is that they wanted. They could have kept dealing wherever it is that they wanted. But they stopped and they dealt these 4 random piles here. So you look at each one of the spectators and you go, sir, so this is a random assortment of haphazard events that have led us to this situation. Sir, for the first time, what was your card? Thank you very much. Sir, what was your card? Thank you very much. Sir, your card? Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, sir. And finally, sir, your card. Yes, I'm glad you guys all came together here for this momentous occasion to find your cards. I'm not gay, but if I was, I would have intercourse with this trick. Hey, wait a minute, where are you going? Come back. No, here's how to do this trick. It's a very easy trick. It's almost self-working apart from the control. However, there are a couple factors that can make this a little bit of a challenging trick. So you want to take into account those factors, of which obviously I will illustrate through the explanation of this wondrous trick, of which, by the way, you're going to use a principle that I first saw by Paul Curry, the creator of Out of This World. It's one of my favorite principles, and I'm definitely going to go over it, much like my father has gone over my life. So here, we're just going to use these cards, these randomly selected cards, to illustrate what we do. So remember, you're going to have 4 spectators pick cards, and you're going to collect them in this sort of fashion. So you're going to start with the ace. Now, of course, what happened here is the best case scenario, but it's not going to happen each and every single time. We'll get to that bridge when we cross it, much like coming out to your family. So here, we're just going to control the cards very simply. We're going to cut the cards. We're going to take the first card here, and we're going to swing cut packets on top of it of course, what am I doing? Maintaining a break. My pinky's in there, maintaining a break. So I could cut packets on top of this all day, but because my pinky is in there, like it's Sarah in the 4th grade winter formal, then guess what? That ace of spades is not going anywhere. So I cut the pack at this point for the 2, and I repeat the same action. Hey, sir, just cutting your cards deeper into the deck, but guess what? It's going right above the ace of spades. Same thing with the 3. If you want, you could add one of these Leonard Green bits where you keep the break and you shuffle all the cards on top of the break haphazardly in a way that suggests, hey, I don't care. You know, these cards are getting mixed, but obviously because of my massive pinky, those cards aren't going anywhere. And lastly, you cut to the 4 of spades and decide to control that set to the top of the deck. So now you have the 4, the 3, the 2, and the ace. Remember, these are 4 selected cards from the spectator. Don't use the 4, the 3, the 2, and the ace. I know that should go without saying, but you'd be surprised at the things that I have to say for some people. So now you hand the deck to the spectator, and you do the classic bit here where you tell them to deal cards onto the table, and they're going to start dealing. And whenever they deal past the 4th card, here's where you do the little bit of the Paul Curry bit, and you tell them, oh, sir, I forgot to mention you could deal the cards from wherever it is that you want. You could deal the cards from the top, from the middle, from the bottom. Some spectators find this instruction a little bit difficult, so you might want to tell them to shuffle the deck between instances here. That's something that's been done and easier. However, I like the freedom of saying you could deal from the top, from the middle, from the bottom. You could cut the deck as you deal, but do me a favor and stop whenever it feels right to you. And of course, the spectator stops. But because of the situation, they've dealt these cards to the bottom of the deck, and you're ready to produce them. And the way we do that is we tell the spectator to deal 4 piles onto the table. And here's where we could deviate from the method. Depending on the amount of cards that the spectator initially dealt, that's going to determine the positioning of this card. So you're going to pay attention to where this last card ends up. And in this case, it ended up right here, which means that this is going to be obviously the 4 of spades, right? So this is going to be the last spectator's card. Because of the situation of the cards, I know that this next card is going to be the ace, and this card is going to be the 2, and this card is going to be the 3. It's always going to be in a cyclical order. However, what's going to change is where that cyclical order starts. So in this case, because I've paid attention to where the spectators dealt, and I know that they've dealt the 4 or the last card in this pile, the cards aren't going to be in the order that the cards were picked, meaning that this spectator's card isn't going to correspond to this card. This spectator's card isn't going to correspond to this card. So the way we get around this is that we say, sir, look at me. All right, you seem like this type of person. And of course, I'm handing them the pile with their appropriate card. So in this case, it's going to be the ace. So I go, you look like, you know what, you look like this type of person to me. You look to the second spectator, and of course, because we know that the second spectator's card is here, it's going to go to them, and then the third spectator's card is going to go to them, and the 4th spectator's card, which is going to be the last card dealt, is going to go to the last spectator. So now, of course, you could reveal that they have picked the appropriate cards. So obviously in the performance, the best scenario happened, which is that the 4 was dealt into this last pile. And when the 4 is dealt to this last pile, then obviously all the cards are going to be in perfectly cyclical order and numerical order. So that's the best case scenario. However, you could get around it no matter where the 4 is dealt. So if the 4 is dealt to this pile initially or lastly, then you're going to know that here's the ace, here's the 2, and here's the 3. So just vary it up depending. Also, another important point with this trick is the orientation of where the spectator is dealing. Now, oftentimes, the spectator is not going to be dealing from your position, meaning they're not going to be directly next to you. They could be across from you. And in that case, the spectator isn't going to deal this way. They're going to deal this way. So you have to change it up depending on how and where the spectator is oriented when they are dealing the cards. So keep that in mind, and you're going to have a hot trick that you could do anytime, anywhere. So as long as you keep those little factors in your tiny, insignificant, anemic cunt head, then you're going to have a great trick that you're going to be able to perform that's pretty much self-working. And the spectator tricks themselves into thinking that it's actually more impressive than it actually is. So that's the trick, guys. You guys enjoy it. It's one of my favorites. You make sure to tell people that PigCake sent you. And I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a Bic lighter to cauterize my butthole. My butthole. Cauterized. She should be like this. Kind of a tight butthole.
Disappoint me.
Hi, I'm Todd LaRue. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one. I feel like a deer in the headlights of love.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming. You could stop at 5 or 6